Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is your certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about rebound relationships and if your ex still loves you. Thank you for sticking around. If this is your first time viewing me, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel by clicking that subscribe button and ringing that little bell so you're notified for the newest content. Before I get into the content, if you want my help personally, reach out to me on my website at www.fruitfulseeds.com and leave me an email no longer than 2 to 3 paragraphs long, no longer than 500 words, as it makes it really difficult to respond to long emails. Also, if you will, I just posted a poll on my YouTube channel. Please go and vote on the different tier programs, what you think would be more interesting to you, and the package that you would like to select. And we're going to go ahead and roll into the pre-sign-ups for those packages. There's a very important thing I want you to understand. Heartbreak is universal. You're not alone. I work with people all over the world, and I can tell you that they're all struggling the same way that you are. This is something that I wish I knew when I was going through it. I was isolated, I was depressed, but I can assure you that there are going to be many people that are in your shoes after you leave those shoes. And there were many people in those shoes before you even feel them. So there is hope. In today's video, I want to talk to you about rebound relationships and if your ex still loves you. I picked an email from one of my subscribers to go over really quickly because it's on topic, and I'm going to read that quickly. Hey, Coach. Me and my wife have been married for 10 years, and I just found out that she wanted a divorce and she's in a rebound relationship already. What is a rebound relationship, and how is it that she can move on so quickly, given that we have 2 kids together? All right, I'm going to answer that for you. You were together for 10 years. I don't know how long you were together total, but there is a real thing as far as the 7-year itch. It's something that many people experience, and then when they experience that itch, they have a hard time letting go from the relationship, especially if you have so much invested, if you have kids together, if you have a job that you share a job with, if you have a house together, a mortgage. A lot of things come into play, especially when you're married. And when a woman leaves you, when they check out of the relationship, they usually check out of the relationship long before you even know. Men are mostly confused because when they do check out, it's sudden. And I like to tell my clients, like, listen, this wasn't sudden. Most likely she was communicating something to you and you weren't listening. She was telling you what the issues were. She was probably complaining about something if you were together, married for a decade, she could have been talking about this or been irritated or upset about this one specific thing for 5 years. Who knows? You weren't making change. And when women check out, they check out way before you even know. The sad thing is, when they do check out, they don't necessarily do it the correct way. They do it in an unhealthy way where they wait to find somebody else to replace you with, and they lean on that person while they're going through the whole process. Healthy women with a healthy mindset and somebody who's independent, they'll wait to heal themselves after the marriage, and then they'll start re-engaging into the dating world again. But you can't control what people do. People are going to do what they want to do. And one of the biggest illusions you can have in life is to think that you have control over somebody. No matter how long you've been with them, no matter how many memories you guys made, you still have no control over what the other person does. Because just because you've invested so much time into them, they don't owe you anything. That's just the sad reality. I can tell you, though, that most of the time the rebound relationship does not last. I give it 3 to 6 months. As a general rule. Some can go up until 2 years, but after 2 years, it becomes toxic, especially because most likely this person that they have in their life, they were going through a stage of euphoria in the beginning where they just couldn't stop thinking about that person. That person was something totally different from you, and they pretty much got caught up in the honeymoon phase. It should be known, though, that if you're with somebody, you're married to somebody for 10 years, you know that person still loves you. those feelings aren't going to disappear overnight. They're just not going to vanish. She's not going to forget you. She's not going to forget the times that you guys had, especially when you have kids together. You know, because that's a visual reminder of the bond that you guys once had. But here's the thing. I don't want you to get too hung up on, you know, that person still having feelings for you, because just because they still have feelings for you or she still has feelings for you does not mean she wants to be with you again. And if I'm talking more specifically about women, once those romantic feelings for you leave, it's very difficult to get them back. It's really hard for them to see you romantically again after they had so much pain and so much scarring happening with them emotionally. For men, on the other hand, you know, I have seen where men will come back after, you know, picking somebody else and admitting that they made a mistake. You know, they were kind of vulnerable. They didn't know what to do. They didn't want to be lonely. So I have seen men come back from rebound relationships. The best thing you can do right now, though, is to improve your mindset. Study as much personal development as you can. Start to work on forgiving this person, because what happens is when you are hurt so much by a person, it's really hard for you to forgive them. So if you're able to work more towards forgiveness, the quicker, the sooner the better. You know, Dr. Wayne Dyer, somebody I study, and he is a person that's all about, you know, living a God-realized life. So to move through life in a way and think like, you know, God would think, God-like thoughts. Think only pleasant, loving thoughts, forgiving thoughts, because you know we beg for forgiveness for God, you know, probably 200 times a year. So that's the way you want to have your mind. That's where we want to get your mindset to. You really want to change the way you view this breakup. If you can learn to shift your mindset to, you know, gratitude for being with somebody for 10 years and it being as loving as it was for 10 years, and actually getting to the point later on down the line where you're actually happy for her, where she's able to find somebody else. I know this is really early and it still stings a lot, and I'm not even going to downplay it. I know it stings and I know it hurts. But when you are able to get there, it's a much more peaceful and a much more blissful place to be, because you're no longer harboring that in your heart. Because when you harbor that hate and that strife inside your heart, is just going to take you to an early grave. So as for all you other people who are in the same situation where your ex is in a relationship with somebody right after you got done, try your hardest to not check social media. Don't check Instagram stories. Don't check Snapchat stories. Try not to obsess about that life and wait in the shadows for them to come back, because it might not happen. You have to make your healing a priority. So if you found this video of any value, please like, comment, share. Reach out to me on my other social media accounts. Twitter is Coach Court 2, Instagram is I Am Coach Court, and Facebook is I Am Coach Court. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you soon.